Now we'll begin to fill the patient, which is done by powering on the pump, turning the slider up to approximately 1.5 liters, more or less. Approximately 2 liters will be filled into the patient. On a closed technique, the patient will begin to distend and they will check for any leaks along the suture line. In an open or Coliseum technique, they will check to see that they've filled up the patient to approximately the top of the abdominal walls that have been suspended upwards. If the return line was clamped, it can now be unclamped, so the flow will begin to return to the reservoir. When you start the return flow back from the patient, a common occurrence is for there to be air in the return tubing. And the most simple solution is to walk the air off the table and let it drain back to the reservoir. Now the circuit is complete and the entire line will begin to circulate from the pump to the patient back to the reservoir, and will begin to pre-warm the patient. The pump speed will be adjusted to the desired output level between 1.5 to 2 liters per minute by moving the slider bar up and down. And the pump level in milliliters per minute is listed in the top right-hand quadrant of the screen. The operator will maintain the level of fluid in the reservoir optimally between about 0.5 liter and 1 liter of fluid in the reservoir. And the adjustments can be made either by slightly occluding the return flow if the reservoir is filling up too quickly, or by completely opening the return flow if the level in the reservoir is dropping. Alternatively, the pump speed can be adjusted up or down to maintain the correct level in the reservoir. The whole purpose of having fluid in the reservoir is essentially to give us the chance to make adjustments to the pump speed or return flow without ever pumping air up to the patient. The temperature on the HT-2000 is adjusted by moving the water bath either up or down. You set the temperature, and that will change the temperature of the water bath, which is the water internal to the machine. And that set point is what you use to adjust your patient inflow or outflow temperature according to whatever level the clinician has requested. There's a timer located in the lower left quadrant that will count upwards when pressed, and that can be used to time your on-pump time when you're circulating fluid through the patient. If you stop the timer and then restart the timer, it will go back to 0 and begin to count upwards again.